Okay, we're doing it live. Kind of interested in this big, beautiful bill event, so it'll be in the background. I can't play really late tonight. I have an early morning tomorrow. But I got a little bit of cash yesterday, and I think we can go back into it. And I think I found some little toy trucks on this map, too. But I'm ready to start on the story.
We have to work hard with cuts on that, right? That's a lot of cutting. And this guy could do it so easily. We don't have inflation. Well, we might have inflation. Yeah, and if you do, you raise the rate a little bit. That's okay. But we're going out because Biden gave us a lot of short-term debt. And given the short-term debt, he did us no favor. So I think what we'll do is we'll probably just
got a little wind over here where I live.
Because I don't want to tie it up for 10 or 15 years at a high rate.
Okay, so we just got done doing the cable layer. So we should have power at the construction depot now. Let's get these concrete slabs done. Let me get a crane and we'll get it done. We'll use the, well, can I drive him over here? Let's see. So I don't think I can get that up there. I think he got stuck and he couldn't make it. That's okay, we can do other things. Turn my audio down a little bit so I can hear. Looks like a bunch of milk, doesn't it? I'll put that on the thing so I can find it. There it is. Now it should be orange. There we go. It's yellow. You must be talking about the tariffs. Come on. Yes. Our country needs that for sure. We got a debt to pay for. Let's see if we can go frontwards. Maybe we can go frontwards. Let's back this way. There we go. There's just turn sharp over here. Okay. Are you serious? Are we gonna do this or not? Yeah, we are. There, break that thing. Okay. There's one. Yeah, we'll need the crane for that, so let's do it. Let's get the crane.
I was with Howard and Scott and Texas Instruments the other day, and the head of Texas Instruments, they're going to spend $60 billion in the United States.
Right there.
Sir, please don't tell me. And I looked at him like exactly what I meant. He said, you mean tariffs? And he said, that's right. If you get rid of those tariffs, you start to possibly inflation.
Can I just jump over this with the dude? Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, he's like a caterpillar. You don't have any problems. Okay, and I'm already over here, so let's just do it. I won't be on the chat right away because I'm listening to the big, beautiful bill of him. But I'll be able to get on the chat a little later. Let's pull a little truck out of there.
50% of our oil industry is in China, Mexico, Canada, and various other countries. Should have never happened if you had a president that said we're going to charge you tariffs.
I may have to get a little closer to make that happen.
If you would have said 25, 50, or 100% tariff, one company would have left. But they weren't business people.
Can I knock him over? No, I don't want to knock him over right now. Let's do it kind of like, I don't know. I might be able to get, let's get a little closer in the end. Let's do that. How about that? Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, that's not going to work. Yeah, that's good. My parents would love that. Yeah, that's not the best idea there. Gonna have to figure that out. Alright, countryside. We'll bring countryside over there and put a little car, a little vehicle there instead. Wait. Could bring my little pickup truck. Let's do that. Let's bring my little pickup truck.
I said, what's going on? I will never say good-looking waitress because looks don't matter anymore, you know, in our modern society. She happened to be beautiful, but I won't say that. I won't mention that. But nevertheless, a waitress came over, and I said, how are you doing? She said, not good, sir. Why? The government is paying tips. And she looked at me, she said, sir, there should be no tax on tips. I said, say it again. There should be no tax on tips. I said, that's a cross that I walked outside, the press was there, as always, waiting for something bad to happen, like and so forth. I said, ladies and gentlemen, please announce tonight there will be no tax on tips. And a legend was made. We won Nevada by so much. Republicans don't win Nevada, we won Nevada. So I want to thank you.
I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Maybe I can pull the crane behind me. No, that's probably not going to go well.
But with no tax on tips and other cuts, this bill will save Malachi thousands of dollars per year, enabling her to achieve.
Oh, yeah, I could just use the crane. What am I thinking? Let's just use the crane.
18 years old, so Malachi, it sounds to me like you're off to a fantastic start. And where are you now? Congratulations.
Oh, she's the one? Cool. A DoorDash mom.
Wilson, a 23-year-old lineman. He used to loves being an electrician, but in this case, the lineman, and these are guys that take big risks, and it's hard stuff, but if you know what you're doing, it's fine. He's from Harmony, Pennsylvania, as well as D.
Let's go down.
Springfield, Missouri.
How about that?
By the way, our beautiful planes landed on B-2s. They landed after 36 hours of flying. Great going, Pete. And they hit the target.
And there's no... Yeah. We'll lift them up just a little bit.
Target has now been proven to be obliterated, just as was with the fake news from CNN. Thank you very much, CNN. With 3 million miles of driving under
How about that?
mentors, other women in our industry, I just want to say, Luke and Dee spent countless hours working overtime.
Why don't I just suspend him? That makes sense. Let's just suspend him.
$1,500 extra every single year, so we're talking about at least $1,500, and there will be no harassment because you were being harassed by the Democrats. So look, indeed, congratulations.
All right, let's go.
Thank you very much.
No. All right, let's pull him in.
Also with us is James Benson, a third-generation auto worker from Belleville, Michigan, who spent 26 years at Ford Motor Company, which is doing very well.
Push him out like
Plants
that.
in this country, yeah, plants in this country to make a lot of money. And as a member
All right, let's go down.
of this group of able workers,
We'll just bounce on the road a little bit.
these people want to work.
I think we'll be good. Let's go.
They were with me long before I 2017, when he saw the benefits of our tax law. And he was a light truck. Now, sometimes they can like the look, they don't like the candidate. It's not going to matter, right? Is that right? Marco knows, because he has been one hell
I
of a
can't
great
remember, but we'll
Secretary
go
of
down here
State,
for
right?
now.
Stand up. Everybody respects Marco, right? Everybody respects him. Now we're delivering an even bigger win for the auto workers by making interest on car payments
Yeah, I
free
didn't used to
tax
like
deductible.
Marco.
You
I
know,
started
that's
like
something all the
Marco
rich people
more
seem
and
to
more
have
all
got
the
missing,
time.
you know? And that was my thing, very simple. But I say, you know, the rich people, they always looking for
He's
deduction
pretty
upon
loyal,
deduction.
for sure.
And I say for you, please stand up. Linda McMahon, please hold it right. How much is Harvard going to be charged? How much
Let's get him
USC
across
tomorrow?
that bridge.
Because they really have violated a lot of different caveats and laws relating to budget. They've been given $5 billion over the years. Can you imagine? And that's over a short number of years. That's just the beginning. They have $52 million sitting in the bank.
And it's
And
a money
they have
college,
a
that's what
nice
you
little
get.
country. So I want to thank my
Alright.
cabinet. It's been really fantastic. But I said on interest, I said, why couldn't we, if a car is made in the United States only, because otherwise we don't care if it's made someplace else, give the people to buy the car a deduction on the interest that they pay to buy the car? And people said, what a great idea. It's so simple. It's like the paperclip. Somebody came up with the idea of a paperclip many years ago, 1817, and he became a very rich person.
Okay, I want to hear that part again.
Someplace else.
What's he wanting to do about the
Give
car?
people who buy the car a deduction on the interest that they pay to buy the car. And people said, what a great idea. It's so simple. It's like the paperclip. Somebody came up with the idea of a paperclip many years ago, 1817, and he became a very rich person. And everybody looked at it and said, why the hell didn't I think of that? But it's like the paperclip, but only if the car is
He's
made in
right.
America. Remember that, James. We're going to keep those Michigan auto factories roaring. And
Gotta get
they
you
said
through
only
the
one
thing.
Michigan by a lot, Susie, right? One Michigan by
It's gonna be like
Great
a
Origin and something.
big old
And now
bunch
he's
of
going to make
pressure.
more money.
Boing.
They actually
If
make
I can
more
even
money
get
than
it
the
over the
trucks on the
pole.
road.
I don't think I
So
will be
it's
able
been a great state.
to.
Now
That's
they cut it
fine.
with the auto workers. They work with us
Oh, don't
night and day.
destroy my truck, please.
The one big beautiful
Okay.
bill will also be an incredible victory for American farmers, another group that we did great with, especially family
There.
farmers like James Gulliver of Virginia Beach. Our bill will provide 100% expensing so they can buy new farm equipment. And by the way, the expensing is good for everybody, not just farmers. And it'll virtually
And now
eliminate the
we'll do
so-called real
highlights for
estate
this
tax
too
or the
once I
death
get.
tax.
I have a little trip
So you
I'm
have
doing
a farm,
tomorrow, so
maybe
let's
the
get into my
children
little
in it
trip.
like the gentleman in the
I'll
picture
definitely
don't know
start
what
working
they're
on the
doing.
highlights for you guys,
Some people don't
so
want
you don't
to
have to
read them,
watch the
but they
full
like their
video.
kids, you know?
You can skip around little
Not
places
liking
that you
your
like.
children, farmers? But if you like your kids, you want to leave it. And a lot of times what was happening before I got there, because I put this in the first tax bill, as you know, but people would die, they'd leave their farm. There was no cash, but there was value to the farm, sometimes good value. It's called real estate rich and cash poor. And the kids had no money, and they'd be foreclosed out by a bank. They'd borrow
Wow.
money to pay the estate tax. You don't have to pay estate tax anymore. That's a really big stop. So for the farmers and for others in small business, it's great. But James's family has been working the land for generations, and with this bill, we will ensure that family farms like his can stay in the family for many generations to come. Where's James? That's great. You know what I mean, James? People pass away, they love their kids, or whoever they're leaving with, they love their kids especially, and you won't have the family farm
Got a
anymore.
little storm out
So
there.
we'll see them to the
I'll
banks.
just check it out
See them to work it.
before I
So
get
you have them
started.
anymore. There's no
That's
tax.
what I'll do.
We're also going to empower American parents by expanding opportunity scholarships to provide school choice. School choice is a big leap forward.
Alright, we're gonna go this way, I think. Can't wait. Can I get over there?
Now, we just got school working with the governor of Texas, as you know, Greg Abbott. We
Oh,
just had it passed in
I gotta
Texas.
turn left anyway. Get
You
that
know
one.
about that? Somebody said, yeah, that was a big deal. They've been trying to get it
Yep.
for
We'll do
9
that.
years, and they asked me if I'd call the legislature
Whoa, no.
And take what I want. And
We don't want that.
so we got it in
Alright,
Texas.
let's go.
Anyways, more and more people are talking about school choice. Good thing. This will be a godsend for mothers like Angelina Banks from Philadelphia. Where's Angelina?
There we go, we're almost there now.
Oh, shit.
And we'll pull the little step out too. That way we don't have to send him back.
She went out for a second and she's coming back. Okay.
A little barrel right there.
Come on over here, Angelina. Oh, that's terrible.
I should. Oh, well, freak. I didn't even need this. Oh, well. At least I'll have the pickup over here for other things. I thought it was in a hole, but it's not. We got to pick up the step anyway, so. It's a good little practice run here. There it is. Okay, I'll be right back.
Jeez Louise. You know, in this line of work, I've seen things. Heck, I've seen things today, but I never expected this. A concrete plant, still in usable condition. Now that's something. Okay, so it has no power right now. But it's still much better than if it had no power and was completely destroyed, right? Now you just need to get a backup transformer from the supply depot to the main power substation. And we've got ourselves some concrete. Oh, and patch up the road to the concrete slabs facility. That will get us on the right track.
Oh, it's got power.
And these people are great. I tell you what, I got to know a lot of them. And we have tremendous representation. I mean, they've been for me from day one. In fact, I shouldn't say this, but they endorsed me when I first ran. Almost at the beginning, and they weren't sure if they were allowed to endorse me. They said, we don't care if they're endorsing you. But they were great, and they've been my friends ever since. They get up to a guy at 3,000. Versus 10,000 US agents. You know, these ice guys, they go into war zones and they're tough with all over the country. And you know, gotta be tough and they're gonna do well. They are tough. Bring into a pack and they go from a pack. Some of these packs come out of the jails in Venezuela. They come from places that you don't know about. They're gang members that were sent in here through Biden's open doors policy. And the dumbest policy I think we have a lot of other policies, but the worst I think is open borders. Anybody comes into our country totally unchecked. And they're drug dealers and they're people that we don't want.
Wow, there's a beautiful rainbow outside.
50% of those people
Okay,
are murdered.
I'm back.
And they came in, no check-in, no
All
anything.
right, he's
It's so
got his
sad.
story going.
This country
Okay.
should never forget it.
Okay, I see Pike is right there, so let's go ahead and back in.
I don't even think it was him. He didn't believe in open borders. He didn't believe in men playing in women's sports or transgender for everybody. But what that group of people has done to this country will never, ever, I don't think we can ever allow history to forget it.
Ooh,
They've done to us is so
they want some road works done over here. Okay.
sections.
Well, let's drop the truck right here.
Tremendous tax on money
Be a
sent
good
back to
place to
foreign
do that.
governments and dramatically increased deportations to a bare minimum of 1 million illegal aliens per year. And what we're doing is we're really going after the criminal aliens, of which we have plenty to work with. People say, well, that's a lot, isn't it? And I said, well, remember, these countries are very smart. They're headed up by people I know in almost all cases. They're very smart people. And they have people with great common sense. They're not sending their good people out. They're sending
Well,
them
there you
in.
go. I don't have to do it. It's already there.
I think I came up with
Already got a job for the road.
caravan thousands and sometimes
That's great.
there's 30,000 people walking right into our country.
Why work harder, right?
Mess with me and not think of that. It's almost, people say it's almost impossible. But they come in and at a minimum they're not people that work very hard. They're people that are on welfare. They don't want to give to us. It's incredible.
I think he's stuck.
It's so sad to see. It's so sad.
No, let's not do what we just did again.
I was going to say it could make you cry, but I like to pretend I never cry. I don't want to be a crier. But it makes you sick to think of what they did. What they did to us is just sick. And guys, if we didn't have a Tom Holman and if we didn't have some of the guys that we have working so hard as
Back up in the milk.
the country
Very strange.
Not as fast as they came in, because they
Strange
came in
water.
hundreds of thousands more into our country in
Let me
a
turn
day.
around this mixer, maybe?
About it here today is
Yeah,
Angel
I
Dad,
think we
Joe
can.
Abraham, the Angel Moms and Angel Dads. These are incredible people who lost their precious 20-year-old daughter Katie in a hit and run after she was struck by an illegal alien from Guatemala. Katie was stopped
Well,
at
let's
a
go
traffic
right there
light,
and we should be
rear-ended
good.
full force, going 60, 70
There we
miles an
go.
hour right into the back of her car while she stopped. And she died immediately. And her killer, you could really say the killer, fled the scene. And Joe, we will end this invasion once and for all. We're always going to remember the memory of Katie, that beautiful, beautiful 20-year-old daughter of yours. Where's
There
Joe?
we go. Turn him right there.
Thank you, Jeff, very much. Also with us is Sarah Stewart from
Alright, and let's go up.
who lost her brother to the fentanyl epidemic that has inundated our small town. Our bill provides billions and billions of dollars to stop fentanyl and other illicit narcotics. We're also charging other countries like Mexico, Canada, and China millions of dollars in
No.
taxes that we put on because
No bouncy bouncy.
people that are selling fentanyl
You don't want that.
through their countries, or in the case of China, they send it here and paying a lot of money at least. We'd rather stop it. We're doing a big job of that. Stop it.
Whoa, no.
Exporting across the border and stealing more American lives.
That's okay.
Thank you. Sarah
It's
will
okay.
not work
It's funny
until
though.
that fight is done.
The crane has
Get
been
that
flipped
fight done.
over.
Sarah Stewart is where? Hi, Sarah.
And then to get in. Oh, I'm already in there. Okay. Alright, we'll put him back and then
I can see that. I also want to thank
we'll head back out there again, I guess.
National Border Patrol.
But first, let's start getting let's get our road going here.
And Brandon before him. These are great people. I've gotten very friendly with some of these people from Border Patrol and ICE because I call them once every 2 or 3 days. How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? If you remember, Kamala was the border czar, and in 4 years she never made one call to Paul or Brandon or anybody else. And I'd like to have Paul come up, say a couple of words if you're here, Paul. Where are you, Paul?
President Trump made promises that he's kept. Now it's time for Congress to back him up.
Yeah, it's kind of a ways, so what we'll do. Yeah, we got everybody already there, so let's get our dump truck over there and get that going.
To get it done so that no more families are victimized, and those that have victimized families, we can go get them out with ICE. Our officers and agents
Where you
are not
at?
afraid. We're ready to take this fight to them, and we've been so because of President Trump's leadership. Thank you, sir.
We'll go to the garage and get that going. Let's get the most annoying dump truck ever and bring it over there. Actually, you know what? Let's see. What's my map layer looks like?
Worked so hard. They have been incredible. And I wasn't going to do this, but I see Tom Homan is sitting there, and I have to call him up. Look at that. I don't call up the Speaker of the House. I don't call up.
No, we don't need any of it. We're already good. So let's get the trailer over there.
Well, look, I think this issue of the big, beautiful bill should be nonpartisan. I don't know what the hell's the matter with everybody up
Oh, there's Holman. That's nice to see.
People are dying every day. ICE is arresting 3 times as many criminals than Biden administration did. They're taking public safety threats and national security threats to the street every single day. We got
All right, here we go.
history's work history in this country. We got less than 5,000 deportation officers. This should be a no-brainer. The more resources you get, we get
Oh,
And I get irritated, I get pissed off because I'm sick of meeting angel moms and dads. You want to talk about family separation? They buried their children. So this, I've done this since 1984. I've worked for 6 different presidents. No one has had the success of the Trump administration. We got the most secure border in the history of this nation today.
this is where I need to go. Yes. But actually, you could just go straight to it right there.
But we need more border wall. Border walls save lives. Women and children can't get over that wall, which means they go to a place where there's not a wall. And what's waiting on them? The men and women of the border patrol who take care of those humanitarian needs and save their lives. We already got fentanyl seizures down half. Fentanyl seizures should be 100%. We should have zero fentanyl from this
Okay,
country.
let's
We
go.
need money to help secure that border at a higher level. Stop the fentanyl from coming in. Stop the sex trafficking of women and children. Stop
And a
the
nice storm
domestic terrorists
outside.
coming across that border. Right now, look at the stats today. ICE is arresting a record number of non-suspected terrorists in this country, along with the FBI. With more money, we can arrest
It's
more
a
of these people.
barge
This
over
country's
there.
safe. This is a nonpartisan issue.
No, it isn't. That's a
Let's
lock.
make this country
Okay,
safe again. So to the
that's cool.
Democrats and the Republicans and the independents,
Let's
I
get
don't care
that
who
lock
you're from,
fixed.
pass the bill so we make this country safe. So we can stop the violence against ICE officers. Let's make this country safe again. Without that bill, it's going to be a hard road. We got a lot of people to look for, a lot of people to arrest, a lot of national security threats we know are in this country. We need to find them. We need more money to do that. We need more agents to do that. For God's sake, let's pass this bill and get this pushed.
Okay. We'll go ahead and get him started here.
He got so angry he didn't even shake my hand or look at me. Just But he's right. He's right. And we have no money for the border if we don't pass this.
Yeah, I wish I could do it that perfect. There's a sweet spot, I'm sure. But go ahead and let him do that, and then we'll fill it up again, and we'll turn around and do the other side. Good. Almost to the end here. This is an automated road. I don't think I'll even have to worry about it this time. I think we'll be just fine.
Worked around the clock for months. And I shouldn't say this, but we don't want to have grandstanders where one or two people raise their vote. We don't know, and they do it to grandstand it. So not good people. They know who I'm talking about. I call them out. But we don't need grandstanders. We have to get our country back.
All right, let's go.
Our country's going to be stronger, bigger, better than ever before. We're going to make it better than ever before. And that's despite the bad hand that we dealt 6 months ago. We dealt a really bad hand. We dealt a sick hand. It's unbelievable, When I came back yesterday,
Yeah, go first person so I can get this taken care of here.
we had 28 countries.
We'll just do marching so we can have full speed. We might have to give up manual unless it takes your speed down considerably, so we'll just have to go like this. That's fine.
I said I didn't do it. And they said, how can you allow people to come forward? They don't understand. They don't have borders. They have fences. They have rules where they have just strong people standing there. You can't do it. And they said to me, it's amazing that they allow these things to happen. It's amazing. I agree. As a business guy, I always said, like to understand where the other side's coming from. What do they want? What do they get? And, you can make good deals based on understanding the other side. I never understood the other side in this case. Why would they allow people to pour into a country unchecked? I can see people wanting people to come in, and you let them come in. Yeah, country with
Alright,
safe
let's
voting.
put him on there.
We're going to strengthen up our elections because the voting is crooked as hell. We're going to strengthen it up, but it's not that. It's either they're stupid and it's stupid, or they hate our country. They don't like our country. We're going to stop this madness, and we're going to get this done. And all of the things that I've been talking about now for 3 years on the campaign trail, and I want people to remember, we won every single swing state. We won by millions of votes. We won everything. We won every, it was a landslide. We won something that nobody talks about, districts.
I think with this road, we'll be just fine because it's an automated road, so won't be a problem. It'll be perfect once I get it done. No matter what I do to it, it's just gonna go revert back. Anyhow.
That's why they got 2,750 districts to 505 districts. That's why this was all smart. But it gave us a mandate to do some great things. And I'm really John for thank the speaker for everything. Everybody here.
Oh, what am I thinking? I need to be getting the paver over here. Duh. Let's get the trailer going.
Coming back faster than anybody ever thought possible. I told you what they said to me. I'm just driven by very smart people. But we're going to make this, we're going to do this very quickly. It's happening a lot faster than even I thought possible. And we're going to be celebrating very quickly.
What am I,
for a long time because we're turning our country around. We're getting
yeah,
our
my
country
trailer is
back.
right there.
And with common sense, you know. The conservative will have rules. They like to say progressive. That's why I call it it's progressive. I don't know how you can be progressive when you turn into country backwards. But no matter what you call it, it's all about
The storm, I can hear the storm. I love storms.
Anybody that happens to leave the house at a young age, things they do. I don't want to have men.
Oh no, I did it again.
You know, they say it's an 80.
So you have to do a big wide turn to make it.
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. That was a long distance race.
Oops.
Or at least
That wasn't good. Well, we knocked the tree down, so that's good.
top man and top woman, but it was a woman's race. The man entered. He happened to be transitioned. Is that lovely? And he entered the race, and he beat the champion woman by 5 hours and 14 seconds. 5 hours. That's
Wow.
Think of it. You're waiting 5 hours for your beautiful daughter to come in. Come on, baby, let's go. You can do it. He won by 5 hours and 14 seconds. It is crazy, and it's so demeaning, and they don't want to change. I see it the other day.
Ooh.
Guys like Sojourn, our great Palestinian senator, this guy, no, he's changed. He used to like Jewish people. Now he's totally against Jewish people. It's the most incredible transformation I think I've ever seen. But who would allow this to happen? In other sports, the same thing. Try the weightlifting numbers someday. You want to see some big differences. In a million years, the women will never catch these numbers. It's not going to happen. And it's very demeaning to women. And I don't like it when it's demeaning to women. So we're turning the country around fast. We love you all. Thank you very much. And good luck.
Oh, there's a forklift right there. We'll definitely have to sell that. When we get to that point. Oh, was he just talking the whole time? Okay. I didn't know he was just talking the whole time. I didn't have to listen to that then. It's just what you hear in the rallies. It's all the same. Okay. Here they are. We'll go ahead and get them loaded up real quick. We'll get that road going.
Mr. President, can Congress finish this by July 4th?
God bless America, our home, sweet home. Let's get over here. Oh, is that today? Let's listen to Meanie today. Let's see what she has to say. Where did she go? Yeah, I was just listening to it today before I was working. Let's see. Show you right here. There we go. There's Meanie. Let's do that. She's as mean as they come.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good to see all of you. With President Trump as commander-in-chief, the world is a much safer place. After decades,
There we go. Put you right there.
modeled and enabled the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism.
Let's get our little roller
President Trump
going.
finally ended the immediate threat of a nuclear Iranian regime. Following President Trump's command, the most powerful military in the history of the world executed massive precision strikes on 3 of the Iranian regime's key nuclear facilities. The objective of Operation Midnight Hammer was to destroy the regime's nuclear enrichment capacity and stop the grave nuclear threat posed to the United States, Israel, and the rest of the free. The mission, which will go down in the history books, was an overwhelming success.
All right.
Secretary of Defense Pete
Go
Hegseth
ahead and get
and the
him in
chairman
there.
of the Joint Chiefs of Staff Dan Raisin Kane covered the operation in great detail at their
All right,
briefing
let's
this
go.
morning at the Pentagon, and I encourage every American to watch it. As President Trump has said repeatedly,
You don't really have far to
the
go,
United States
so
of America
not
has
a
the
big deal.
greatest, fiercest, and bravest armed forces ever to stride the face of this earth, and we couldn't be more grateful and proud of our nation's warriors. The Iranian regime was weeks away from being able to produce a nuclear weapon that would threaten the entire world before President Trump took this decisive action on Saturday night to obliterate their nuclear capabilities. The contrast in leadership could not be more clear. Barack Obama and Joe Biden sent pallets of cash, American taxpayer dollars, in a failed attempt
We'll just
to
take that
blind the
little
Iranian
tip that we
regime's
got from
compliance with a weak and ineffective
subscriber yesterday,
President Trump sent a
and
fleet of
we'll be
American
just fine.
warplanes to destroy Iran's ability
Save a little
to
bit of
produce a
time
nuclear
too.
weapon. The United States and the entire world are safer because
Thank
of
you
this
to
president's
Trucker for that little tip.
Despite agenda-driven leaks by the fake news media aimed at undermining this incredible accomplishment achieved by President Trump and our brave fighter pilots, there is broad consensus
Get that
emerging
bush.
already that Iran's nuclear
Come on, get the
capabilities
bush.
were indeed
We got the
destroyed.
bush.
The United States,
Good.
Israel, the United Nations, and even Iran all agree they can no longer build a nuclear weapon. So why did the president immediately turn to obliterating after the Iranian nuclear threat?
There we go.
Securing peace. Within 48 hours of the devastating strike, President Trump and his team brokered a
Do that
historic
because it looks
ceasefire
cool.
between Israel
And
Iran,
let's
and
go ahead
officially
and get in
ended
the
12-day war.
paver.
The Middle East is now shifting away from chaos and bloodshed and moving
And
toward
we'll
the
get
beginning
you
stages
started.
of a new era of peace and stability that President Trump has long called on them to achieve. This was unthinkable at this time last week, and this is what
Immersion breaking.
Under President Trump, America will relentlessly advance our interests without being dragged into it.
Okay, finally we got out of that
His
mess.
fearless leadership guarantees America is once again respected across the world. Just look at what he was able to accomplish at the NATO summit in the Netherlands. Many of you were there. Our allies agreed to invest 5% of their GDP annually in defense because President Trump demanded it. This will be the most significant reinforcement of NATO's collective defense in the history of the NATO alliance. And as a result, the United States of America will carry less of the burden, and our NATO allies will be stronger than ever before. As NATO Secretary General Ruda put it,
All right, I guess we can get the other one started now,
the
huh?
United States, and our taxpayers, I may add, carry too much of the burden of that commitment.
No.
And that changes today. President Trump made this change possible.
Get him started,
We
huh?
will produce trillions more for our common defense to make us stronger and fairer.
Okay, get out of the yellow. There we go.
This is what the president meant when he declared that America
We see
is
both
back.
of them now.
Now back here at home, Americans are paying much cheaper prices for gasoline this summer, as both the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times pointed out today. Here's how the Wall Street Journal put it. Hitting the road this summer won't bring as much of a big hit to your wallet. The national average for a gallon of regular gasoline is about 23 cents cheaper than this time last year. Analysts say plentiful supply is expected to keep prices down in the coming months. These are the cheapest gas prices at this point of the summer since 2021. And despite all the doomcasting from liberal pundits, oil prices on Tuesday were lower than before the Israel-Iran conflict began. As President Trump
Okay, the road should be done as soon as we get over here.
country will have even more efficient, reliable, and affordable energy to protect our national security and fuel our people. Later this afternoon, here at the White House, the president will host a One Big Beautiful event in the East Room to rally
Okay,
Republicans
so
to
what
get
do
the
we
One
have
Big
next?
Beautiful bill across
Bring the
the finish line.
transformer to the main
At that
power
event, he will be
substation.
joined by everyday Americans from across the country who will massively benefit from the common sense policies and provisions within this bill.
Okay.
This is the largest tax cut for working
Need a
and middle-class
crane for
Americans in
that.
history, and it's going to put more money into the pockets of hardworking Americans. Families will see an average increase in take-home pay of more than $10,000 per year. Americans earning between $30,000 and $80,000 per year will see a 15% tax cut.
Okay.
Overtime and tipped workers will save thousands of dollars annually.
I should be able
And
to
our
get that
amazing
one.
seniors will receive historic financial relief by reducing the tax burden on their Social Security
Maybe.
benefits. Simply put, this bill is going to unlock the golden age of America.
No, we won't
And
worry
we
about
look
that
forward
right
to
now.
continuing to work with the Senate and the House to see this bill on the president's desk for signature by Independence Day. Here in our new media seat today, we have Colin Anderson with the Washington Free Beacon, who will kick off our question and answer.
All right, let's go.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Caroline. You reported yesterday on a briefing from the Israeli defense minister in which she said the U.S. and Israel are working together to monitor any attempts from Iran to rebuild their nuclear program, and also that if Iran was
Questions.
the U.S. and Israel would work together to once again destroy that nuclear program. Is that in line with the
All right,
president's
let's go.
statement?
Wait, I have the little toy over here. Let's pick the little toy up. We can get just a little bit of cash while we're at it. Oh, I'm in the storage area. That's why it's being dumb. Yeah, let's go like this. Let's go like this. Come on. Are you serious? We are not in the resource thing at all. Okay. Get the little toy right here.
Most signature accomplishments in his first term, and he'd like to see more of those countries sign on in this second term. So we look forward to sustaining a long, enjoyable peace in the region, and the president wants to do that through a diplomatic solution. But as he proved on Saturday night, he's not afraid to use strength if we need to do it. Okay.
Thanks, Caroline. The president mentioned in your social post that no enriched uranium was moved from Bordeaux.
Oh, you know what? I made a mistake. That's okay. We'll just keep going this way. We'll be fine.
Well, what I can assure you is that the United States and our intelligence agencies and Director Ratcliffe and the President's entire national security team were obviously watching these sites very closely in the weeks and the days leading up to the attack on Saturday, which I will add was one of the most secretive and successful operations in United States history. I think many of you in this room would agree with that, because none of you in this room knew about the strike on Saturday until it took place. So we were watching closely, and there was no indication to the United States that any of that enriched uranium was moved prior to the strike.
From any of the sites.
Correct.
And then one more thing, Caroline. Next week, the president mentioned talks in Iran. He did mention any details in Iran. It's not confirmed. Can you share any details about any potential talks next week?
We don't have anything scheduled as of
You must be running over that barrel.
Administration is always focused on diplomacy and peace.
Most
And
likely.
we want to ensure we can get to a place where Iran agrees to a non-enrichment civil nuclear program. And there are many other requests that the United States has. Those details continue to really, they're just starting. Of course, the operation was just on Saturday night, but we are in touch. And if there is a meeting, we will let you know as we always do.
I'll start chat after she gets done. If anybody's watching.
Is that deadline still hard and fast for the president, or is he now considering even coming to trade deals after that deadline? And where is he on that?
I think the president has been asked this quite a few times by many of you in the media. I've heard him answer it at press conferences and at gaggles. He just spoke about it on Air Force One. The deadline is not critical. The president can simply provide these countries with a deal if they refuse
We
to
got
make us
forklifts
one by the
everywhere.
deadline, and that means the president can pick a reciprocal tariff rate that he believes is
Too bad I can't
advantageous
take
for the
both.
United States
I sure would
and
if
the
I could.
American worker, and he will continue
Take
to do that.
both.
But as for the deals, our United States Trade Ambassador Jameson Greer, I speak to him frequently. He's working very
What
hard.
vehicles
And
do
he
I
has
have
had very
here?
good and productive
I think I do have my little crane vehicle.
On the one big beautiful bill, there's conversations on the hill right now about the Medicaid cuts.
We definitely will be doing that.
Curious,
We'll bring old Rusty over here.
that the president's been talking about
I
comes
think.
in as Medicaid cuts in it. Will he sign it, or would he rather just Congress do away with those cuts?
I think our friends in both the Senate and the House know exactly where the president stands on Medicaid. He wants to get rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse, and they are working to do that in the Senate right now. Jennifer.
On the big beautiful bill, is there enough time for Congress to work through the issues it needs to work through? I'm saying, does the president need to move back his deadline a little bit?
We expect that bill to be on the president's desk for signature by July 4th. I know that there was a ruling by the Senate parliamentarian this morning. Look, this is part of the process. This is part of the inner workings of the United States Senate. But the president is adamant about seeing this bill on his desk here in the White House by Independence Day.
That is rough.
Set for the Prime Minister to visit the White House yet? Is he coming in a couple weeks?
There isn't a date, but the Prime Minister has expressed interest in coming to the White House to meet with the president and come to Washington. The president is obviously very open to that, but we don't have a date. When we do, we'll let you all know. Kate.
The president suggested he was open to sending more Patriot air defense missiles
Oh.
to Ukraine. Is that going to end? Were there any other assurances that he made directly to Zelensky when they met?
I'll let the president speak on that. That was a private conversation between he and President Zelensky. But the meeting was a good meeting, and it was a meeting towards progress. The president, as he said repeatedly, wants to see this war come to an end, but I'll let him speak on that.
This time
Yesterday suggested that
we'll go this way.
countries signing on to the Abraham Accords.
No, we won't.
What's the timeline on
Where's
that?
my green? My green's right there.
The administration looking to have sign on?
So we'll take a left.
Certainly hopeful that more countries
We'll take a left.
sign on to the Abraham Accords. Again, we want to see a long, withstanding, endurable peace in the Middle East, and that's the way to do it. And when the president met with the new president of Syria, that was one of the requests that he made for Syria to sign on to the Abraham Accords. I don't have a timeline for you, but this administration wants to see that happen, and our partners.
Well, I got rid of the hole that was there. Thing is so heavy, he made his own hole.
Wanting to have this meeting with the Iranians next week. Clearly, there's a willingness here from the administration to want to meet with Iranian officials. What is the hold up here in trying to schedule it? Are you experiencing any resistance from the Iranians?
No, have some patience. We just had this strike on Saturday night. The president secured a ceasefire. A lot has happened in the last week. He was just in the Netherlands. Now he's back home to have a big event this afternoon on the One Big Beautiful Bill.
No. Go back over there.
Finish line. So
I need to get a screenshot.
and like I said, we're in constant
There we go. Stop. Stop.
Meeting the president mentioned
Okay.
yesterday that it may not be necessary to have an agreement.
Alright, we'll drop him right there.
What is the purpose? What would be the goal of this meeting?
again to continue moving forward towards a long-standing peace in the Middle East. Jordan.
Alright, there we go. Oh, that dumb thing is in the way. If that makes me have to buy stuff, I'm not going to be happy.
I think the fact that the president was able
Okay, I don't think it did.
negotiate a ceasefire when nobody thought that was possible. It was
There
a
we go.
surprise to everyone in this
Okay.
room. It was a surprise to the world, but the president got it done because he wants to see
Wow,
peace.
we've even got,
He does not want the United States to be dragged into these conflicts again. He's not
well, this is where I need to be anyway.
The
Okay,
president
good.
has proven he can put American
Alright, we'll go ahead and get it done now.
peace. At the same time, they're not
Can't I put him like right
I
here?
believe that action would have to be
You
legislative.
could put him right in the middle
Congress,
thing
and
and
the
probably
president
just
directed
fine.
Congress to get that done in his Truth Social post yesterday. If there is any executive action that can be taken to cut some of the waste, fraud, and abuse or do away with the program entirely, I'm sure our great Deputy Chief of Staff, Steve Snyder, is
Yeah,
already
let's
looking
do
into
that.
it. And if it can be done, it will be done here at the White House, but Congress should act as well. To the back. Go ahead. Yes.
That should do. Okay, let's go.
And then Carrie, I'll come to you.
Can you share what other assessments are currently underway to get to the bottom of just how effective these strikes were?
Yes. Well, I can assure you what the CIA director said, that when we look at the entirety of the intelligence that we have to this date, it concludes that these strikes on the Iranian nuclear facilities were absolutely successful. It was a total obliteration, as the president said, and not only does our own intelligence say that, but also the Iranian foreign minister has said that. We saw Israel conclude the same thing based on their own intelligence. We also had the United Nations say that as well. So I think the only other time the United Nations, Israel, Iran, and the United States has agreed on
I
something
guess I
like that
might be
is the
cheating a
CIA's
little bit.
blue.
I'll have to do it
But
the
they
other way
all
next
agreed
time.
that Iran's nuclear facilities were completely demolished. And I would just like to reemphasize, you mentioned this was a low confidence preliminary intelligence assessment, and the entirety of that assessment was not leaked to the media. Only tidbits of that assessment were leaked to CNN. And we have seen this playbook run before, where you have people in the intelligence community or perhaps on Capitol Hill.
Alright,
We
so
don't
let's
know,
go
but
down.
I believe the FBI is investigating to find out who that leaker was, because it's illegal.
Please
They should
do.
be held accountable for that. Leaked bits and pieces of an intel assessment
Put
to
him in the
push
front
a
like
false
that.
narrative. And it's to the same reporter, I will add, Natasha Bertrand of CNN, who has done this in the past. In 2020, it was Natasha Bertrand who had 51 intelligence analysts falsely lie to her, but she still put it on paper for some reason, that the Hunter Biden laptop story was Russian disinformation.
Come on,
We all know
expose
that's
it,
not true,
girl.
right? We can all agree on that now. That was a lie from the
Expose
intelligence
her.
community.
Okay,
Also in
let's go.
2020, this same reporter, Natasha Bertrand, wrote that a top intel agency ruled out the man-made lab leak theory
Let's
of the
go up.
coronavirus
Alright,
origin.
let's do that.
Again, the president was right about that. This reporter wrote a lie
That's a
for the
little more
intelligence
fair.
community to seek a narrative she wanted to prove, and guess what? We now know that's the truth. Also, in 2024, Bertrand pushed the suckers and losers hoax. She also pushed the 5 people hoax, which was taking the president's words purposely out of context. And then last October, and I believe this is notable, Natasha Bertrand published an article in Politico from the intelligence agency. She said that John Ratcliffe was speaking without any evidence when he said Iran was attempting to undermine President Trump's presidential campaign. And then we, of course, found out that was absolutely true. In fact, the Biden administration declassed an intel report which said they had high confidence that Iran had done exactly what Ratcliffe alleged. They did run an influence campaign to hurt President Trump's candidacy. In fact, we know the Iranians tried to take President Trump's life. And so this is a reporter who has been unfortunately used by people who
Okay.
dislike Donald Trump in this government.
Oh, we're almost to 13.
She should be ashamed of herself.
Very, very close.
Reporting is. Journalism is trying to find the
Oh, we
facts.
did. There we go. Supply the concrete slabs facility with power, and we did. Bringing it back from the brink is a promising start.
I hope you didn't think that transformer would be enough to power up the concrete slabs facility, because I certainly did. And I was wrong.
And I was
Laying a
wrong.
power cable should do the job, though, I hope. Somebody has to be optimistic around here.
I already did
right?
that. It's already been done, Kelly.
Finally! We got concrete rolling out by the truckloads. And not a moment too soon. Would you believe it? It's time to finish with the construction here and move on to new, more exciting things. Just plan a route for the repair crews from the concrete slabs facility to the river lock and get yourself across.
Okay, let's do it. Alright, so I'm going to start the chat here. We got a little bit of storm in real life here. I got a little bit of echo too. Okay. There's that. Alright. There we go. Okay, here we go. So, what is next? Repair the river lock and open the way forward. Forward. The concrete production is up and running. One of the last hurdles before we can open the gate. Plan a route for repairmen from the concrete slabs facility to the river lock. Let's finish the construction, lower the bridge, and move on to the next part. Yes, let's do. Okay. Doesn't look like a problem. I don't know why they want them to go there, but oh well. We do have some issues with the road over there, so we'll do it this way. Okay, let's get like in here. Have them turn like that. Something like that. We cannot have them go in the pit. That would not be good. I still got to get my step out of there. I'm gonna have to move all my road equipment out of the way so these guys can get through. They may not even bother them. You never know. If I keep it straight enough, they probably won't even bother them. All right. Get the road going here. There we go. Yeah, politics is messy, and it's pretty negative. It is a very negative life. So I try to have it limited. Alright, there we go. Okay. And we'll just cut on through here. And where's my end? Right there. So we'll just keep doing this. I think we'll be just fine if we keep going this way. Going downhill is really going to help. If we keep them going downhill, that would be really good. Keep them off those dusty, dirty roads. Get ready to turn here. Well, here we go. We're going to be getting into territory here. A little bit of dusty. A little bit of dusty road. Let's see how this works. Yeah, that should do it right there. I think that's going to be just fine. I'll get in my little first GC and we'll follow him out through there. Let's see how he does over the road equipment here. Oh wow, it's mixers. How cool is that? So we got Azovs. Something similar. Let's back up and get ready to follow them. Oh wow, we've got 4? Wow. Okay, I'll follow the 4th one. I mean the 3rd one. And they seem to be doing really good so far, so we're just gonna go and follow him. Give them a little push where they need it, which probably don't even need it. Have a little problems with the turn here, looks like. Not sure why. Oh, okay. Yeah, we gotta fix that route. Let me move over here and I'll fix that route. Or maybe not. Okay, they're gonna break it themselves. It isn't gonna matter. We'll get over here and we'll just like park right where we don't want it to be, which is right here. about there. So let's cut you out. Let's even cut you out. You, and you probably could start turning right there. Can't we? Come on. Yeah. Something like that. I think that'll work. Let's do it. How is she gonna do? Let's see. That might be a little tight. Oh, he did it. He did it. I'm probably gonna have to pull it over just a little bit more. Maybe his friend will give him a push. Bang! There we go. I'll just give the last one a push. We should be fine. Come on, go. There you go. Now. I think we're just about going to do it. You're not going to do it? Alright, fine. Oh, he thinks he has to back up. Okay, go. Come on. No, they broke the route. That's okay. So, we're going to have to not be so strict. So I'm going to have to kind of move it over just a little bit. How about right there? Get rid of you. Get rid of you. And maybe right here instead. How about that? Let's do that. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Go. It's not that hard. Oh no, he's gonna box me in. Give him a push. Cool, he made it. He almost made it. Come on, go. What? Are you serious? Okay, maybe him backing up will make it happen. Let's see. Let's go. Come on. What is this? Okay, they're not liking that for some reason. Not quite sure what that's all about. Let's knock over this tree and see if I can help them. Probably not. No, I knew I wasn't going to make it. So it looks like this is going to be a problem. Is there another way I could have gone? Maybe over here? Let's go check. Let's see what's over here. This road isn't too bad. I might just have them take this road instead. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's just do that. Make it easy. Alright. So we'll just, much better. Man, there's like forklifts everywhere. It's like a gold mine through here. Gonna have to utilize that. Maybe right there. Okay, we'll just go like that. It's kind of lazy. I want to get it done, so what about get over the bump and then start turning there? I don't know if it's gonna make it with that pole, but we'll try. Maybe something like that. Yeah, this road isn't too bad. And it's downhill too, so that helps. Well, the muddy spots are over here. What? Okay. Let's watch. Let's see how he does. The first one. Tell me everything. Well, I've got him spinning all over the place. Do not hit those vehicles. No. Yeah, that's gonna be a problem. Can I cancel it? No. How do I cancel it? Open it, cancel route. Okay. So it looks like right there, I don't like, for whatever reason, they don't like this right here. So let's put him right in the middle this time. And we'll cut that out and we'll put him here instead. There we go. No. How about that? This one have to be like that, probably. This one. Let's do that. Let's see how that works. Okay, there he is. So far, so good, which is great. Ooh, it was close. He's awfully close to that rock wall. I don't know why he did all that stuff. Okay, good job. I think we made it. I think we're gonna do good. It's all downhill, so shouldn't be too hard. Oh, look at these dump trucks. These mixers are nice. Nice dash. Nice new dash there. Okay. He's almost done. Got one more. Taming the waters open new paths ahead, bridging the gap. Okay. The gap to recovery. The first frontier, so we've got the locks fixed for the most part, and we're going to open them up now.
You know, maybe I was a bit too optimistic when I promised more exciting things. Still, they are new, so they can't be all that bad, right? In fact, the harbor base is so new it needs fuel to function, so you'll have to drive a tanker there. Oh, and while you're at it, take the scenic route along the coast and check out the port and the Blue Water Yacht Club's pier. If they're still there, we'll use them later to deliver stuff.
Okay, so it's still making its money. That's good. We'll just let it be. And we'll move our trucks out of the way. I don't know why I did that. Let's go up in here. And while we're at it, did I bring my crane over here? Where is my crane? Okay, so operating base, harbor, take a drive. Yeah, that's gonna be a ways. That's gonna be a while before we get over there. Establish base, that would be good to do. Very, very good. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll get some cash real quick before we start doing those missions. Take a little break. All right, where are you at? Oh, he's all the way over there. Perfect. All right, let's go ahead and get those forklifts. That'd be a good time to do it. Do we have anything over here? We have a tractor over here. That's nice. We got concrete. We got that big thing. So we'll remember that for later. Tire. There they are. We'll come in here and get the forklifts then. I've got two of them there. We got to get the step out of there. And we'll just pull the trailer over here. Can I jump that? I don't think I can. Plus I got that big thing in the way. So we'll go the back way. Okay, let's go the back way. Oops. There's a tractor there too. Can I even use it? No, he's dead. Can't use that tractor. Got a full concrete plant ready to go. Let's get out of the way of these mixers. They'll be coming through quick. Maybe right there. And then we'll pull the trailer in here too. Put you right here. And I do want to look at my my sand stuff. Okay, so that's all sand there. And then we'll have sand there too. We'll definitely buy the sand truck soon enough. Oh, we got different vehicles now. Let's get him out of the way. Put him right there. We'll get the roller and put him in. He's actually in a pretty decent spot. Just kind of move him. Can he get up on that platform? Maybe, just maybe. Yes, I can. He's got just enough power to get up there. Alright. And the loader. We'll do the loader next. Put him right here. Got a crane. Let's get our trailer. And we do got to get the step out of there too. I just don't know if it's worth it. May not be worth it at the moment. Let's get the trailer over there. Should I put him right here? That's going to be right in the way. I could pull him over here possibly. Yeah, let's move him for a second. There. So we can get this done. Alright, let's go. Oh, I can't even see him. Let's see if I can get him from here. There you go. Oh, so close. So close. Alright. Alright, let's go get the other one now. Yeah, I'm right there on it. Okay, let's pull back then. There we go. That should do it. I mean, he's got a little bit of weight, so we probably should put the outriggers on there just in case. Can I reach? Oh, awfully close. Not gonna happen, is it? Okay, that'll work. And I thought I had some more here. Let's look and see. I thought I had at least 3 in this area. Nothing hiding around the corner. Maybe there was only 2. But I know there was another one closer to the base. I think it's in the construction post. Unless he's down here. No, there's nothing down here that I can see. It's all concrete we can get later. At the moment, we don't need any concrete. I thought he was here. Yeah, there's one there. Maybe there's just one. That's okay. We'll get that one, and we'll be good. You know, I could just drag that with my truck right now. Let's do that. I mean, it's a forklift. It might not be that easy. Oh yeah, there we go. That wasn't that hard. No. We gotta back in. There we go. Okay. What is that? Looks like a little saw on the ground. Yeah, it's nothing I can do anything with, but that's cool. Alright, let's go ahead and in the crane, put him back up. Oh, you know, I need to be getting that step out of there too. Well, let's do that next. Alright, let's go. It's 15,000. I'm not gonna complain. 1,500. I'm gonna complain about that. No. Oh, that was 15,000. Okay. What is next? Let's move this out of the way. I'm gonna go back to Caroline for a bit here. Finish that up.
Fighter pilots who conducted one of the most successful operations in United States history, and I think the American people fully know that this operation was a complete and total success. Elizabeth.
Thank you, Caroline. The Miami Herald recently published a story saying the Trump administration was targeting migrant foster children. The Trump administration has denounced this as false. Could you clarify the Trump administration's position on protecting migrant children, particularly the 300,000 lost under the Biden administration?
Yes, I saw that Miami Herald article yesterday, and I was
let's get that
aghast
pike
at
out
the
of there
headline.
now.
It's egregious to accuse this administration of trying to target foster children. That is not at all what is happening at the Department of Homeland Security. And I learned that the Department of Homeland Security actually tried to work in good faith with this reporter to get this story right, to explain that this administration is trying to protect foster children.
Oh, he's in trouble now.
Harm's way, even if that means their parents are not law-abiding citizens. We want to
Maybe I'll just pull him out. That might be the smartest way to do it. I'll just pull him out.
And in some cases killed because of the open border policies. Unfortunately, the Miami Herald
Let's see if I can pull back a little bit.
this report, despite having a full list
Yeah,
of
right
facts
there.
from the Department of Homeland Security. It's another example of fake news. And the May border numbers speak for themselves. Not a single illegal alien was allowed into this country because of this administration's border policies in the month of May. That means not a single child was allowed into this country, possibly with human smugglers or human traffickers. And we know that was happening at the rate of thousands and thousands of children every single month in the previous administration for 4 years. You didn't see any reporting of that from the Miami Herald, but now they're trying to accuse this administration. And we tried to give them the facts, and they refused to report them. So thank you for bringing that report to light, Aisha.
Alright, let's back up.
Start engine just reported their Q1 2025 financials, and the numbers.
There we go. Nice. Okay.
That's 3 times.
Get him
what they
over
did in the
here
same
now.
quarter last year. And here's the kicker: they're still
There
letting
you
investors
go.
into this year. Not for long.
That's the way to do it. Okay.
I'm starting
Bang.
and a paid spokesperson, and have been for years.
I better get off my phone.
Thank you for bringing
Okay.
that report to light, Aisha. You too.
I know you're looking for.
You're usually on the hill.
I know. I'm here today.
I hate
I know you're
ads.
looking for this leaker. Is it your belief? I know you said earlier you're not sure.
Let's get the step out of the way here.
But is it your belief that it might be at?
I think we have to travel a little bit. Let's look.
Well, I'm not personally looking for the leaker. The FBI is looking for the leaker, so you'll have to ask them in the Department of Justice in terms of this investigation. But leaking top secret
I'm gonna
classified
get across the
intelligence
lock first.
is a crime,
And it
people
is
need to be held
done.
accountable for that crime.
Alright.
Just ask you about how you're going to be limiting intel to Congress. What would you say to lawmakers who say they have oversight privileges? They need this information.
Oh yeah, we need to fix infrastructure.
That classified intelligence is not ending up in irresponsible hands, and that people who are viewing this top secret classified information are being responsible with it. And
Yeah, we should be.
clearly, someone who had
No, we're not.
very few people.
He's right in the way. Oops. That's okay. That's okay. We'll put him over here. Put him right here. And then everybody should be out of the way now. Let's get the pickup truck and go over there.
Well, again, as I just said, we're investigating who that leaker was. It could have been someone in the intelligence community, or it could have been someone on Capitol Hill who had access to this document. The FBI is searching for that person. Go ahead.
Thanks, Carolina. The president
Clearly, it was done to undermine the president, to answer your question.
And I'm sorry to really below the line like this thing. Before the strikes in Iran,
Ooh.
we saw a number of other leaks about Tulsi Gabbard, the Vice President Vance. Is there an effort to divide the president's team when it comes to these leaks and which
Always.
I do believe there's an effort on the outside of this building to try to divide the president's team on the inside, and sometimes you have to look at these headlines and laugh because
Just gonna have to go down the orchard. There we go.
absolutely not true. And again, we do our best here, I believe, to try to push back and correct the record with all of you. But if there is fake reported, that's just the reality of this country.
Got the little crane truck there.
The president's team is strong, especially the national security team. Everyone is very proud of the president, of our commander-in-chief, and of our military for the successful operation that took place on Saturday night.
Thanks, Carolyn. The president was obviously very pleased with getting his NATO allies to increase defense spending. He's made the same demand.
Now, which one do I want to go to first?
Allies in the United States, including Australia.
Probably that one.
How does the NATO result impact negotiations with Asia-Pacific allies? Does it, say, strengthen the president's resolve to say, well, our NATO allies...
Okay, that's what we'll do.
You need to do it too.
Yeah, I mean, look, if our allies in Europe and our NATO allies can do it, I think our allies and our friends in the Asia-Pacific
Alright, let's go.
region can do it as well. But as for our specific relations in those discussions, I'll let the president speak on those.
I just ask as well, when he had to leave G7 early, he missed out on a number of bilateral meetings that were scheduled with other world leaders, including the Prime Minister of Australia. Obviously, President Zelensky, he's managed to meet since then, but are there plans afoot to make up for those meetings with world leaders that he missed out on?
Yeah, I think many of those world leaders understood the situation happening in the Middle East and the urgency and the need for the president.
Since we're driving along the coast, I don't even see the coast.
And obviously that was the right call, considering the success of not only the operation on Saturday night, but also the ceasefire that the president has since brokered on behalf of not just our country, but the entire world.
He said pretty decent roads, actually. I'm not going to be paving them unless I absolutely have to.
Direct phone calls with some of those leaders he was supposed to meet with as well.
It's just sand swept roads is all.
So to clarify,
Not a big deal.
what happens to the countries other than China?
So did I reach the location? I
That's
think
a
I did.
decision for the president to make, and I will
Yeah,
let him
it definitely doesn't look like a coast, but I guess it is.
Just upper $60s a barrel. When's the administration going to start refilling the strategic?
Let's go see what's over there.
to make improvement in energy.
That one I
have
can't
really
get.
tapped into our resources here.
Can't get rid of that one.
Increase of supply, unlike the previous administration that totally hampered our domestic energy efforts, but totally robbed and drained our strategic petroleum reserves. So when the time is right, the president will make that decision. But right now, we are utilizing the resources that God blessed us with right here in our country to produce.
Oh, there's the coast. Okay. There we go.
I haven't spoken to him about that.
Check it out.
Speak on it. However, again, he knows this is part of the
Get it
process.
so
The
it's
inner workings of
seen.
the Senate, and he wants to see this bill done. And he remains very much engaged in these conversations and in this process with lawmakers in both the Senate and the House side, and the whole White House does as well. In the back, yes, Libby. Earlier today,
Uh-oh. Looks like it might be getting on soon. Let's see what Mike wants to do. Really nothing over here, but it's still cool just to see what's out here.
I don't think this administration is going to get into the habit of sharing classified top secret information. Those classifications exist for a reason, and I wish everyone who had the privilege of looking at these documents would respect that. Daniel,
come on, you can do it. It's pretty nasty in here. Do we have a winch point? We do. It's kind of far, but let's try to back up.
Their feelings about the bill, but as we saw, the bill passed through the House, despite many people believing it could not. So the House is ready to receive this bill back from the Senate so they can pass it and bring it to the president's desk. So it was a great meeting, and Republicans are very unified. And we also talked about the
let's get out of here then.
New York City and how the
Nothing really that important here.
shows how far left and unhinged the Democrat
Well, there is a little bridge thing, watchtower there. Let's check it out.
We are on the side of no men and women's sports, on the side of low taxes, secure borders. So that was the topic of discussion, and the unity was strong. And the
Oh, not again. We got nasty mud again. Stuck in the quicksand. Okay, so that's just the other part of the lock. Okay. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Almost looks like a crane would be there. Maybe in the future they'll put a crane there. Who knows? Do not know. I don't think I'm going to be able to jump that. Little steep. Oh, whoa. Can I? Nope. Little steep. It's like, no, you can't do it. Alright. Well, at least we know. At least we know. Let's get back on the road.
That's not under consideration right now. Grant. Are you saying at this point that there's no plans to extend that July 8th and July 9th deadline, especially with everything that's been going on from Iran to the tax bill on Capitol Hill? Is that under consideration at all at this point? Perhaps it could be extended, but that's a decision for the president to make. As far as the bill itself goes, since the president has been back, what has he been doing beyond the event that he's having later today to try and get Wadley senators on board? Is he making phone calls, twisting arms? Is he having some people over to the White House? Can you tell us more about that? There have been meetings at the White House this week. I saw some senators rolling out of the Oval Office the other day, and the president remains on the phones talking to his friends in the Senate when necessary, and when they call, he picks up the phone. And I think that's why they greatly trust and respect his leadership. And we're having that big event later this afternoon at 4 o'clock. I would encourage you all to tune in. We're going to have
which we just heard.
everyday Americans who are in attendance. We'll have some tip delivery drivers. I think we're
There's another forklift. There we go.
The point of this event is to show the American people how this bill works for them and how there are provisions in this bill that will change their lives. I'll let the president speak on that if he wish. I don't share details about
Definitely check that out.
his permission. Emily, go ahead.
Today, the Justice Department announced it was opening an investigation into employment discrimination at the University of California, alleging they had race and sex-based quotas. Federal law bars hiring somebody based on their race or sex, but you also object to universities working harder to make sure they have a diverse group of candidates to consider and to expect more investigations like this from DOJ.
I have not seen that investigation from the Department of Justice, but I can certainly check in. What I can tell you is the position of this president that we want
Got
to
some
restore a
boats.
merit-based society and culture in the United States of America, where people are not hired nor are they promoted based on their color of their skin or their gender. The president wants people to be hired in the workforce because of their merit and their skill, and I think most Americans agree with that. I'll take one more, Carrie.
Pretty cool, because we've never really had water before. Snow runner games. Not like this. Whoa, don't go off of there, please. No, no, no.
We saw the Ayatollah's video, and when you have a totalitarian regime, you have to save face. I think any common sense, open-minded person knows the truth about the precision strikes on Saturday night. They were wildly successful, and it's what led to the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Iran, which the president is very grateful for. And the United States of America remains prepared to defend our assets and our personnel in the region. And again, I would just emphasize the success of the strike that took place.
Can I get on that?
In the world is a safer place because of it.
I just might be able to get on it. He's kind of wide, though. I'm probably going to have to recover him. But I just want to see if I can get to the yacht. Oh, there we go. Well, can you at least go in the water? At least? Please get off my phone. Thank you. Alright. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, he's really just going to be on the side. He's not going to fall. He's not going to fall in. Well, that's no fun. Let me see if my other show is on. What is this?
Democrats are admitting this may be Donald
Okay.
Trump's best week as president. NATO is calling him daddy. The ceasefire's holding Iran's nuclear program.
Alright, let's see.
The stock market's about to hit an all-time high.
No.
Today at the Pentagon,
No.
S&P spiked the football right in the media's face. Secretary Hegseth and General Raisin Kane thanked the boys in the B-2s who pulled off Saturday's operation. A mission 15 years in the making. In 2009, an officer was brought into
There's another one. No way. We need Pete. We need Pete. So let's do that. Where's Pete? Pike. Not Pete, Pike.
The construction, the weather, the discard material, the geology, the construction materials, where the materials came from. He looked at the vent shaft, the exhaust shaft, the electrical systems, the environmental control systems, every nook, every crater, every piece of equipment going in and every piece of equipment going out. They literally dreamed about this target at
Well, there's two of them right there.
back and forth to work, and they knew from the very first day.
And we got a tanker here for something else.
Along the way, they realized we did
Definitely
not
need
have
to
a
get that
weapon
taken care
that
of.
could adequately strike and kill this target. So they began a journey to work with industry and other
And that should
tacticians
be
to
okay.
develop the GBU-57.
All rewards received. We'll go ahead and turn that off then. We don't need that anymore.
Perfected the blast. They
Let's see.
practiced it
Establish the
on
net.
Mountains.
No, I don't want to listen to this.
Buster was born.
Okay. So, next operating base of the harbor. Where are you at? Way out there. Okay. Well, we did find the Blue Water Yacht Club, so that's cool. That's what that was. take a drive on the coast. We did some of that. That's looks like we have to keep driving. Let's do the base next. That would be very useful to have the base. Yeah. Deliver vehicle. Oh, okay. Let's take him. Let's get it done. No. Let's hang a left and go ahead and go straight to the bridge. What am I missing? Where's my bridge? Oh, there he is. Okay. Alright, let's go. Stop it. Alright, I'll be right back.
nothing like an apocalyptic desert wasteland to get your imagination going, right? But don't get too carried away. You're there to get rid of the apocalyptic and wasteland parts, and maybe sign autographs for the grateful populace. But that's optional.